Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch what they do to kids. Like, share, hit the bell notification for the crazy content. Let's go.
Gender-affirming hysterectomy is very similar to most hysterectomies that occur. A hysterectomy itself is the removal of the uterus, the cervix, which is the opening of the uterus, and the fallopian tubes, which are attached to the sides of the uterus. Some gender-affirming hysterectomies will also include the removal of the ovaries, but that's technically a separate procedure called a bilateral oophorectomy. And not every gender-affirming hysterectomy includes that, and people who are getting gender-affirming hysterectomies do not have to have their ovaries removed.
And for somebody that identifies in a specific way, but your body isn't like that, well, identify. But you're still trying to identify as the gender norm that you don't approve of. You're like, it's a social construct. It's not right, but I want to go to that social construct because that's right. Why? Especially for something that you don't even see as a kid. What? You don't want to have your period? It's kind of weird. It's really kind of weird because what you're removing as a kid, you can even go back. You can take hormones and maybe, oh my god, I want to go back and have my baby. You have a chance. If you do this, it's done. It's literally done. Special report. Boston Children's Hospital boasts a full suite of surgical options for transgender teens. Has 90 videos promoting surgeries to youth on their YouTube page. Co-director allows vaginoplasty on 17 years old, but hints at even younger. Why? You guys are the destruction of humanity, but hey, it's not part of the depopulation plan, right? Trans people, cis women, and queer people cannot be silenced by unjust policies. There is a moral imperative to break laws that take away our bodily autonomy, agency, and humanity. I'm tweeting this because I know I'm not alone in defying laws that limit our freedom. Now we know why you deleted it. Because you were you were selling actually hormones as if you're a doctor, which you're not. You were buying hormones, allegedly. But you said it online in a previous video, right? What the heck were you thinking? Now you have to delete this because you don't want people to have proof? If you live in any states that are banning trans healthcare, my trans friends and I are sending our prescribed testosterone, paranolactone, estradiol to those who are unable to get prescription. No question asked. DM me for details. Hi. I don't. The amount of nervous laugh that I have in this situation, it's like I'm like, how stupid can you be to justify that this is normal? The world is not that unfair. Then you can tell people to take specific things which actually damages them, because everything you're giving to these trans people or whoever want to change anything, you cannot mix this in a specific form. If you do that,
if a child goes on puberty blockers and then goes directly onto cross-sex hormones and does not go through natural puberty, they will never orgasm. Yep. They will never have full sexual function.
Or the emotional.
Aspect.
Why would you even suggest that? The Babylon Bee has been locked out for making the wrong jokes, while a drug trafficker, Alec Ehrlich, brags with impunity over platform about illegally distributing hormones prescriptions to minors. I think this highlights just how backwards and broken big tech has become. The reason that I'm mainly covering this right now because actually Twitter is deciding, you know what, we are going after conservatives in a very hectic way, shadow banning people because they don't want people to realize how negative they are, how bad they are, how one-sided. I don't know the word, I'm just inventing something, but I think you know what I mean. But it's so bad. It's true. You make a wrong joke, bam. I made a video about a stabbing 7 times and I laugh because these kids are so stupidly educated. That's why they get stabbed, right? Because they think the world is safe. They're gonna jump over the counter when they don't understand the owner has been robbed so many times with a knife. And people are like, yeah, but the kid just wanted to rob a vape pen. And I'm like, okay, vape pen in your eye. Bam! How defensive do you want me to be? I have one eye. Do you have any idea? And I have a kid. Do you have any idea how bad that can click in your brain?
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know if I'm allowed to hang it up this year. But I did. And to double down, I now have pride lights across the top of my whiteboard too. Honestly, I don't know how admin's gonna react. I don't know if they're gonna react at all. But I do know that hanging this up is one of the things that makes my classroom as safe as it is. And I'll keep it up until somebody tells me to take it down. So I guess I'll keep y'all updated.
I find it rather weird that your mission is to do that when most gay people that were in a church surrounded by biblical stuff still became gay the way they wanted, right? They did whatever they had to do. We didn't need to show them things to be gay. But you need to use that to make kids feel safe. Kids. Not adults. Kids. Kids. Why don't you see the link? A kid would want to be happy anyway. Parents educate their kids so they're prepared for the real world. And sometimes you have to be hard with the kid. So if a person comes with the option, you can do whatever you want, life is good, you can do this, and I will protect you from your parents, don't you realize that something clicks there that is so dangerous? Because any child in your care is going to agree with you because you're going to let the kid do whatever they want. I think that's wrong.
Folks, my name is Miranda. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and sex therapist in Erie, Pennsylvania. And today I want to talk about minor attracted persons. And I want to talk about minor attracted persons because they are probably the most vilified population of folks in our culture. And most folks are making incorrect assumptions about them without actually knowing much about them. And those assumptions create harm for an already marginalized population. You may have noticed that I'm using the term minor attracted persons, sometimes abbreviated to MAPS, instead of the more commonly used term pedophile. And I'm doing this because the term pedophile has moved from being a diagnostic label to being a judgmental, hurtful insult that we hurl at people in order to harm them or slander them.
There's nothing you can say that's going to justify people that feel that feeling that it's okay. It's not something that you have to be proud of. It's not something that you need to normalize. Because I don't want somebody to be, hey, you know, I'm a map, but your children were here, so there's a possibility I might look at them in a weird way. What about how the kids is going to feel how you look at them? Mommy, Papi, why does he look at me like that whenever I bend over? Do I have something there? Do you know how you affect a kid that you consider beautiful consistently, and then that little kid, wherever he goes, if somebody doesn't look at him, he thinks he's ugly. He gets anxiety. Hey man, people don't understand the psychology when you try to normalize something, because usually when you normalize something, then it's like, okay, but he didn't do anything. He's just watching. Oh my God. I couldn't even do that with boobies like 10 years ago. I still can't do that. But now I have to sympathize with people looking at kids? Come on, man.
I also prefer person-first language that recognizes that any label we might apply to a person is only part of who they are and doesn't represent everything that they are. We are all people first with many different facets or parts of ourselves, and this includes folks who are attracted to minors. So to start with, let's talk about what a minor attracted person is or who they are. This term simply means that the person has an enduring sexual or romantic attraction to minors. They've not chosen this attraction, just as the rest of us have not chosen whatever our attraction is.
Yes, but the thing is, you can still control it if you know it's a wrong thing to ponder on. You can do it in secret and do whatever you need to do by touching yourself if that is what you need. But the moment you want to normalize that I should feel comfortable with that, you're going to be around more kids, you're going to look at more kids, and you're going to have an issue. Because a solution in these left-leaning circles that I've heard is we should use the videos of back in the day or now that happen in production by certain people, and we can give them because they're already produced, and instead of looking at kids, they can watch that. Okay, and I'm like, oh, so you're telling me that all the people that are watching porn don't look at women on the streets in a different way? And now you want to normalize it for kids? Amen, amen. I can make a puzzle and I'm just gonna explode.
You get to choose to be heterosexual or to be gay or whatever you are.
Tell that to people to go to prison and they came out. They didn't decide that, but they learned it the hard way, right?
And you don't get to choose to be a minor attracted person. Some minor attracted persons are attracted to a specific age range of minors, while some are not.
Yes, because the minor attracted person might have done something to a minor, and then they are there as a minor new version of a minor attracted person, right? Nothing new.
And some minor attracted persons are exclusively attracted to minors and are not attracted to adults at all. Some minor attracted persons are also attracted to adults.
Which I agree. And I wish they tried to handle that. Especially when they have a kid, right? Interesting. I understand they need a place to safely talk about it. But it shouldn't be added to the LGBTQ plus M. No. I don't think that should be normal. It's a therapist thing. I don't see somebody, hey, I'm a killer, I wanted hashtag, but you need to understand me. No, we choose the negative parts, right? Certain things we don't use as a label. But this, if you use this as a label, people will hunt you down, 100%. We can understand it's a battle. We can understand it's a struggle. But just like an alcoholist, hey man, we don't want to see him near alcohol, right? So a minor attracted person, we don't want to see him near kids. We don't need to label you what you are. We just need to see your first action and they're going to be like, hey, can you just chill a little? If you can't handle them, if you don't have restriction, go to therapy, training camp or whatever. But anyway, enough crazy for today. Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. Like, share, hit the bell notification. See you next time.